YouTube, it's your favorite corporate slave here. It's Monday, and we're back to it. Another day in the office. And today, I'm not gonna lie, I want to talk about somebody I've seen on TikTok that has kind of been in my similar situation, but he kind of changed his content around. So let me give a quick backstory. So there's a guy on TikTok, his name is Hubslife, and basically his whole content revolved around him being a corporate slave like me. But he had more of a, an enjoyable viewpoint on it, you know? He showed the beauty of a 9-to-5. I don't know how, because me, that shit ain't just gonna work. I hate 9-to-5, corporate, slave life, all of it. I hate everything about it. But, you know, I gotta work my job. But he was able to find like a simplistic beauty in being a 9-to-5 corporate slave, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, I fuck with him heavy for that. I fuck with his content heavy, even after his switch. But if you guys go on TikTok, you'll kind of see that he's trending right now, but not in a positive way. Basically, a lot of people are coming after him because his content revolved around his 9-to-5. But basically, you know, he made enough money off of TikTok and just being a content creator that he was actually able to quit his job. But the thing was that the content that he was creating revolved around his job. You know what I mean? So now people are kind of angry about that. But they're not angry about the fact that he quit his job to be a content creator, which is probably everybody's dream. They were angry about the fact that now his content revolves around him, I guess, complaining about normal things that come with, you know, not having a job. So he complained, like there was one video where he was being a little, he's mad that his wife asked him to do some chores around the house while she was at work and he was home. So people were in the comments talking about, oh, this guy's like an unemployed bum that complains about having to do things around the house when he doesn't have a job. And also people are coming after him because he's on like TikTok live begging for galaxies because that's how his bills get paid. But a lot of people don't realize that even the negative attention that he gets still warrants views and probably still, you know, meets the requirements for the content creator program, whatever that shit is called on TikTok. So he's still making money, whether the attention is negative or positive. But it's more so in the fact that he quit his job to become a content creator and his content revolved around him being like a 9-to-5 corporate slave like I am. So he's just facing a lot of negativity. And I'm not gonna lie, like I said earlier, I fuck with his content. You know, he's showing us what we can be. He did the 9-to-5 grind. He showed the beauty in it. He worked through it. And then now he's able to be a full-time content creator. Now, the switch in the content, that's what I'm waiting to see. Because right now he's getting a lot of views based off the hate that he's getting. But once the hate subsides and the attention eventually dies down, because eventually it will, how will he transition his content from being, you know, 9-to-5 slave to something else? Because I mean, outside of the 9-to-5 content, I don't really know what he does. Now he kind of just shows his day in the life, and it's just like him working out, making food and shit like that. But eventually the views on that is gonna die, because that's not what his original content was about. And he's also lost about like almost 100,000 subscribers. The last time I saw him, he was at like 1 million something followers on YouTube, TikTok. Now he's at like 915,000 or something. Like losing 100,000 followers is fucking nuts, bro. Like that's kind of crazy. But I mean, 915,000 is still OD. Like I'm not gonna lie, if he looked like a pretty smart guy. So I'm not gonna lie, I can assume, or I want to safely assume, that he's made a couple investments with the money that he's made from his 9-to-5 and his content creation, and he should be good for the rest of his life. Now that's just going off of what I hope he did. Now, in reality, I don't know this guy. I never met him. I've never had a conversation with him. Don't know him from fucking hole in the wall, right? So I can't make these assumptions. But we can pray that's what he did. But yeah, like, I'm ready. I want to see the content switch from his 9-to-5 and now his unemployed life to whatever else he can bring. Maybe he's an artist, maybe he's a comedian, but the content he's doing right now probably isn't going to live up to, what his old shit was, And all that being said, if you did come from the Hubslife page and you want to watch a real corporate slave, you're in the right spot, okay? You are in the right spot. If you, for some reason, don't like Hubslife, or you liked Hubslife's content and you need to see more 9-to-5 content, you're in the right spot, okay? Hubslife he's out of the 9-to-5 race. He's out of the corporate slave race, okay? He's on a new chapter. He's on a new chapter. He's out of here. So like I said, if you want to see 9-to-5 content, real life, raw 9-to-5 content on how I feel about being a corporate slave, and I'm trust me, it's gonna be better than Hubslife content, simply for the fact that he enjoys his shit. If you want to genuinely hate your 9-to-5 with me, you're in the right spot. Watch my videos, all right? If you want to see 9-to-5 content, all right, that's real and raw, watch my vlogs, watch my videos, because I don't hold back a goddamn thing. I will tell you everything about how I feel about my job and how much I hate it, and I'll show you a day in the life of a real corporate slave, all right? I've been doing it for 26 episodes, and we're going to make it to 100, all right? Lock it on my YouTube, subscribe, like, comment. It's also, I'm going to be putting it on my TikTok, Cam Bucks Aplenty, so let's run that up, man. Shout out to Hubslife, because he created the way, but now I'm about to take what he took, and I'm about to run with it. You feel me? Because I don't see a lot of people doing corporate slave 9-to-5 life. They be so locked in on hating their job, they forget that there's a way out. And that was me too. I just passed by a Ghost of the Goon, by the way. That's my favorite car, Ghost of the Goon. I fucking love that car. But yeah, I don't see a lot of people making the 9-to-5 content that I make. And if they are, either they're not as raw as I am. I tell you, I talk about my daily life in the office, what I'm dealing with, and I come home and I show you the real feelings. Like, not everybody's going to show you the fact that they get out of work and they hate it, so they got to come home and roll up as soon as they get home. Now, a lot of people do that, but they won't show you. So you won't know if you're relating. Like, I am a relatable person. I'm just a regular guy who puts his camera up in his car and records himself while he goes to a job that he hates. Because this is the only way that I can survive this job. I hope you know this. This is the only way I can survive this job. If you simply go to work, hate your job, and come home and do it over and over and over again, you are a soldier, okay? If you don't have a therapist or you don't have anybody to talk to and you're just harboring these feelings of hating your 9-to-5 job, you are a soldier, and I commend you 100%, okay? Because going to work and coming home and literally hating what you do is hard. And that's about 85% of people's lives, okay? So, listen, you're not alone. I'm here. I will say what you can't say, all right? If you got a high-profile job and you fucking hate it, but you can't say nothing because you could get fired, listen, I don't got that high-profile job. Tell me what you want to say, and I'll say it for you. You want to say, yo, fucking, what's her name? Jen at my job is annoying as fuck. Tell me. I'll say it. All right? I'll say it on your behalf, bro. But yeah. That's all I got for right now, man. So, thank you guys for the support, the love, the comments, everything y'all got. I appreciate it all. I appreciate it all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you guys when it's time to clock out.